Fellow YouTubers, I'm sipping on a glass of my raisin mead, and I'm pontificating the finer thoughts of life. So basically, you're hitting this drink combo with some genetic Mountain Dew, but you know. And then for our secret seasoning, we added some Somole swamp seasoning. Get back into our cheese. Serenghetto, Sargento, whatever you want to call it. People who are more intellectually accepted, more intellectually stimulated, people who are smart. I happen to know several people who are part of LGBTQ+, and they all hate sickos. And it's like, here's the thing of it. Do you think gays and trans people need more negative stigmatism in our society? No, they don't. GMT says a Gilbert Gottfried impersonation. I remember Gilbert Gottfried. That sucks he passed away. He was the voice of Iago from Aladdin, and Aladdin was like one of my favorite Disney movies growing up, next to Alice in Wonderland. Here's the thing of it, YouTube. If you didn't hear it from the source's mouth, then it's probably not true. A little stank on that. If I forgot the hyphen. I know it's not phonically correct, but who gives a shit? Oh, look at that. That dude got caught smoking a blunt and eating some shrooms, and now they were in jail for a good stenchy length. It's like, okay. Dream of Hotel Californication. It's totally, it literally is totally within my control to be like, you know what? I like Jack Daniels, but I don't have to have it all the time. If I do have it, 4-drink minimum if you're socializing. It's not only art that you physically see with your face, your eyes, but it's art you taste with your mouth, your stomach. Which is kind of a catch-all 22, because you could have food that looks great but tastes gross. It's all up to the subject of the beholder, of course. So I just got done having Thanksgiving dinner with my family, and it was a pleasant experience. There was no fighting, no drama. I wasn't a drunk asshole. I had 2 drinks at family dinner and kept it to a 2-drink minimum. This is basically absinthe. Like genetic absinthe, without doing like the whole sugar and all that. And I also support gun rights. If that triggers you, and I also support abortion rights. You can't call it a human being until it's exited the fetus. Sorry, not sorry. And I took some Kobe Monterey Jack cheese. Thank you, Lucifer. There we go. See, that sounds much nicer, much more phonically correct. Hey man, flattery is the biggest compliment. So, you know what? I'm flattered that Stephanie wants to be just like me on YouTube. Maggie Smith, who played Professor McGonagall, died at 89. She's also known for her role on Downtown Abbey.
Trap House Mob.
Roll another one.
As far as dating goes, I'm kind of just doing my thing right now. After 2 years of not having any companionship, you just kind of bite your time and wait patiently. Got me a tall can of Southern Peach for Jack Daniels. If you like peach flavored things, this is exquisite. Nice going, Doritos. You literally hired a non-binary version of Jared Fogler from Subway. So, like, nice going, dude. I mean, I wasn't really that hungry earlier, but after making this calzone and smelling it waffle through my apartment, now I'm kind of hungry. Oh my god, that is awesome. When you open up a fresh bag of crazy bread and there's that smell waffling out of the bag, YouTube. There we go. Liquefaction. Every generation gets liquefied to some degree. You gotta, okay, if you're a pipe smoker, you get the technicality of it, of those what I just said. And it's just like, I was all on that shit like stank on rice, man. Why is it that women are the only ones allowed to be bitter about divorce? Frankly, because our founding fathers grew tobacco on their plantations. So quite frankly, if you're attacking tobacco and you're against cannabis, you're an unconstitutional piece of shit. Because the Declaration of Independence was drafted on hemp paper.
60.
Ultimatums, okay? Ultimatums and the women who love them. I can drink through this kind of mask. This kind of mask I wear underneath my hood is one of those invisible face masks. But yeah, I'll do a bit more in-depth, detailed video of this costume later on. Well, I kind of feel like, and this is my conundrum with it, we have some of these cardinal cherries since 1950. It is Oh Hallows Eve. This is my costume.
Things don't have to be the way they are.
Yeah?
I mean, the ancient Somalians had the earliest form of writing.
Sitting here sipping on some Tranquery London Dry Gin. But think about it, dating is it not a form of capitalization? That's real talk. I didn't use all of these Mike Tyson anytizers. They have this sauce called jerk sauce. It's just part of their cuisine. But the white people made a joke about it. They now put jerk me on the sauce bottle. It's supposed to be a sexual entendre. Light a cig with the Chi Ball challenge. Well, if I get good enough at Tai Chi, I can use my kinetic energy and my Tai Chi to light a cigarette. How about Smooth Santa after this? Because I feel like doing it. Go from Bryan Adams to Smooth Santa to Elvis Presley to Frank Sinatra. Karma's a bitch. You take a leaf out of my book because I'm no stranger to online harassment. We're going to come in with some other cheese, this triple cheddar cheese from Le Crenne, but we're not going to do that just yet. Congress didn't even look into bumfire stocks.
Basically, he decapitated and or cut his son's head off. Now, that wasn't bad enough. His son had cerebral palsy.
I'm also releasing new merchandise for the holidays on my customized girl. I released a brand new ugly Easternoth sweatshirt. My fucking dummy is stealing my voice impressions. I impersonate William Neeson and Sam Elliott because I can. I'm currently working on a song right now called Rock and Roll Never Dies. And it's going to be layered with all the vocals that you normally hear on that, like Cobra, Evergrande, power metal, black metal sound, you know. On that video I shared in chat, that's what I'm going to be adding to my Cobra Craft handmade wand store in the near distant future. She fucked it up. She's doing anything she can to piss me off and ruin my reputation because she fucked up and lost the best boyfriend she ever had. And it's no skin off my shoes.
I'm generally cool with cats, you know, but I'm more of a dog person, if that makes any sense. Because dogs are just fucking awesome. I don't care what anyone says. The kind of dog I'd like to have would be a blue Great Dane Weimaraner mix. And they're fairly easy dogs to breed.
My favorite dog breed is a blue Great Dane mixed with a Weimaraner. It did create like a smooth, silky look. But yeah, electrical tape, because magic can be caused by electricity that the human body and the power of the mind produce. Electrical tape, you could use it for a handle because it's a conductant, like copper, for instance. I don't eat spicy food as much as I used to, just because I don't want to burn a hole in my stomach's esophagus, or whatever the fuck it's called. I say not a sponsor because a lot of people may ask, you know, and trust and believe, if it was sponsored content, you would know. Are they paying you to do the video? If the answer is no, this is just your free-based opinion. You know what kills me about Thanksgiving? Is you'll spend the entire day being thankful for what you have, just to be a complete asshole on Black Friday shopping. Like, you'll spend one day being internally grateful for all the awesome things in your life, just to murder people on Black Friday shopping because you want stuff.
Just a real fucking head case, man. That's the extent of the story, pretty much. He had, you know, trouble in the past with drugs, burglary, and a bunch of other shit.
Erotic to a degree, you know. They were able to reach a wider audience. Yes, their audience grew by about 1 million or so. And it's like, yeah, when a company like that decides to do a complete 360 on the way they run things, people are going to talk about it, and they're like, okay, is this legit?
Because what happens if you let your kid get the transgender realignment surgery and they're unhappy with it? Like 8 months down the road, they're tired and they want to go back to their old gender.
And that's not to mention child mortality rates. This is just cope, in my opinion, of feminist.
It's not cope. It's the fucking truth, dude. Did you live in the 1800s where kids were dying of smallpox, yellow fever, and tuberculosis? No, you did not. Jordan, thank you for your $4.20. Thanks for allowing me to live vicariously through you. I don't even know what that means, but you're welcome.
$16 and some odd cents. And when it got here, after a day of delayment, the cane was poorly made, cheap metal on the cane's part.
Something to read then, while yeah. I'm gonna go and stick that Necronomicon right there with the other witchcraft books. And it's like, people need to get a life, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your sole goal in life is to pin people against each other, to stir up drama and cause a bunch of shit to happen, then you're a disgusting human being. Everyone else on YouTube can bully the fuck out of me as soon as I flag it or talk about it or be like, hey, what the fuck? YouTube doesn't give a shit. But the second I do it back, I'm the asshole. Screw you. And now on top of that, YouTube's taking my monetization away. When I've seen content that was way more graphic than my shit on YouTube. Sicko shit and racist shit. And I'm like, so? I'll just delete your comment and block you from my channel. I get my monetization back on my super chats back, and the trolls are losing their shit. Would I collab with Billie Eilish? Yes, I would, but she wouldn't collab with me. No celebrity would collab with me. I've never gone on tour. Meanwhile, there are a lot of celebrities who are vegan, like Billie Eilish.
And yet, when I saw the post, I was like, no. I asked myself, what would Donald Trump do if the foot was on the other shoe?
Lone alpha male and this Aleister Crowley pheromone deodorant. You want to call me ugly, fat, whatever? That's your fucking problem, not mine. Thank you for motivating me not to pick. I'm not going bald. I have trichoteria. I have trichotillomania, so I've been known to like pull out my hair and shit. I'm the kind of guy that says, let's take an Ouija board and go fuck around in a haunted cemetery and try to summon demons, you know. A photo I want to post to Facebook as soon as my ban's lifted. And just staring at this photo is therapeutic. Because this photo I speak of is a rough interpretation of my dream house.
The fact that brain surgeons and teachers get paid less money than professional athletes, to say it concerns me would be an underestimated, or what's the word? Under exaggerated bit, yes, it would be under exaggerated.
Thanks for watching, Tubes, and I'll catch yous on the flip side.
Has your beloved bearded dragon run off into the night? You've looked everywhere, but that dang old lizard has pushed off into the Wyoming wilds. Dang old animals, it is what it is, man. That old rake there ain't gonna do you a lick of good. But I tell you what, the Casper Non-Emergency Pet Finding Squad has got your back, buddy. Our team of dedicated pet search and rescue professionals won't quit till your lost animal is safe at home. So what are you waiting for, boy? Don't let that lizard go into hibernation. Give me and the boys a call today.
And it's just one of those things where if you want to use fancy dictionary words, you got to know your audience, because a lot of people are going to look at you like, that's a made-up word. You talking in riddles. It's like, no, I'm not. Look it up in a dictionary. Slag it. Bigotism. Hallucinations. Dethought. Ouija board. Introvert. Cupto resistance. Bogumily. Vegan. Anti-piece of shit. Quesadilla. Trans gayphobe. The worst I'll do is slam a beer on the graveyard and smoke a cigarette. And then mess with an Ouija board to try to summon spirits. It doesn't go past that line because I have mad respect for the dead. Hashtag respect the dead. I hate sickos. There are no support options for single dads. So if you're a single mom, and you got kids, they'll be happy to give you money. Whether you're the dad or not. Just hand it to you hand over foot. We'll let these de-thaw in the plastic, and then when they're completely de-thawed, we'll take them and unwrap them. And the sauce, they got the sauce in the middle, and let that de-thaw. Just let it de-thaw naturally. Don't fuck with that. Christians and Catholics are against sinning, yet a lot of them will believe that Jesus Christ died for your sins. So if you don't sin, then Jesus died for nothing. There you go. This is exhausting because now you got people who are trying to gender neutralize their kid before they're even old enough to be potty trained. Why? We weren't having this goddamn transgender agenda shoved down our goddamn throats. The librarian or the teachers would read us stories during story time. You know what I'm saying? Puff doesn't have pronouns, you stupid assholes. He's just a lizard doing his thing. I popped a bottle of champagne during the new year. This is from a Corbel. This is a sweet rose, delicious pink champagne. 1 cantina chicken quesadilla. Add black beans, add seasoned beef, add steak. Extra 3 cheese on that chicken quesadilla. I identify as a white, straight male. Bigot. Bigotism. Don't get me started on that crap. It says, for $50 to do a drink to drink Fletchman's vodka on stream. Well, let's see that money, big guy. Okay, Fletchman's vodka with that cherry water. It's nice.
Good luck with that. Let me know how that works out for you. Which is why you're still alone.
Yes! If you're a chick and you bitch about dudes having higher standards while you yourself have the same higher double standards, go fuck yourself. To have big ass biceps and a 6-pack abs, to have a 6-salary income. If you want to be more knowledgeable on women, listen, observe, and pay attention. Don't think with your dick. Think with your ears. Okay? Being talked about as this miracle worker. He's doing all these crazy things like rising from the dead. And I'm just like, that sounds like necromancy. If I told you that Jesus and Moses practiced demon magic, and that what the Bible and Christianity have taught you has been a complete bullshit lie. And to further back that claim, the book of Thomas, in which Jesus said, we created our own kingdoms. You gotta believe in yourself instead of believing in some sky god. Hail Satan. Power to the people. And fuck these trolls. You know what I'm saying? I got too many goddamn people that care about me, and even if they didn't care, I'm not giving these cocksuckers the satisfaction. A lot of my fucking trolls want to see me dead or in prison or homeless or a combination of the three. And it's really fucking sad, dude.
Huh. Really sweet. Kind of bubblegumly, yeah.
And they compared factory farming to the Holocaust.
So then the coup de resistance, Peter rips on Steve Irwin, rest in peace, and compares animal herding for food to the Holocaust.
Do you see yourself as more of an introvert or an extrovert?
What do those mean again?
Introverted is like you're more of like a stay-at-home person. You don't outwardly like socialize, but
Yeah, I'm more of an introvert. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm a little bit more of an introvert, but like socially, I've learned to adapt with my Asperger's and be more of an outrovert. Accused J.K. Rowling of being a transphobe and LGBTQ phobe and all this other shit. I was like, wait a minute, Dumbledore is gay. If Dumbledore is gay, then how the fuck is J.K. Rowling a trans gay phobe? And I quote that Bruce Dickinson is a great singer, but just not the greatest person to work with. They did create a sweet, delicious, sugary drink, but whether or not it's actually going to get you drunk remains to be a question. Like, okay, I was born in the United States. I have 30%, 20 to 30% Scottish Viking ancestry and like 80 to 90% British. So the main two are Scottish and British. But hopefully that will make and turn into a delicious Skittles mead. Mead is basically a honey wine. My Viking ancestors made it. Because you gotta think, like, you read the Bible, some of the crap that they preach, like Jesus Christ rising from the dead, that sounds like necromancy. Drink his blood to become one with him. That sounds like vampirism. Eat his flesh to become one with him. That sounds like cannibalism. And yet somehow I'm a fucking weirdo because I carve my own magic wands out and sell them to the general public. Shanine O'Connor, I think her name was. She was anti-sicko and anti-establishment. I'm like, yeah. Oh, Sinead O'Connor. Yeah, sorry, I butchered her name. Everyone wants to call Trump a fucking racist, and I'm like, yeah, but didn't he fucking Google it? When he bought the Mardi Law club in Florida, he sued the fuck out of that club in that city in Florida because they did not let blacks or Jewish people into the club. If you look up the side effects for Chantix, you're better off, if you're going to quit smoking, you're better off cold turkeying that son of a bitch.
Yeah, because it's like suicide and like
vivid, strange dreams, hallucinations, seizures, depression, irritability after quitting Chantix. Yeah. I ain't gonna quit smoking.
Yeah, me neither.
Hand-tossed crust, bacon, Philly cheesesteak, extra cheese, white Parmesan garlic sauce.
I'd rather masturbate than procrastinate. At least I get something out of it.
What do you do with a drunken sailor?
Knock the phone off my desk. It's all good though. They are delicious. The Hairborough company makes delicious gummy bears, but these are their gummy peaches. So subscribe to the channel and help Cobra do that. Yeah. I got ideas for inventions and shit too that would revolutionize the world. Oh, good. Okay, the Green Monster energy drink. It complements the taste of the gin beautifully. And a little bit of fucking mineral water. So like you get caffeine, alcohol, and hydration with each drink. Whore hypocrites. Slag it. Slag it. Slag it. Slag it. Mingy little slag it. You know what? I'm done. I want to stop eating because nothing I do is good enough. I try to eat animals and I get called a fat fucking vegan anti-piece of shit. And I go to eat vegan food and I get told, oh, well, you know, the protein. Eat what the fuck you want to eat, man. As long as you ain't eating your fellow human beings, who gives a shit? Some asshole hacked my YouTube phone, and now it no longer wants to work. And I'm sick of it, YouTube. Holy crap, YouTube. Internet trolls are miserable. Some troll hacked Chester's wife's Twitter account. The YouTube trolls mass flag my videos, and I'm sick of it, YouTube. I hate sickos more than I love Doritos. You start thinking, you gotta protect yourself, but a lot of people don't know how to handle that. That's most definitely what's up. What the fuck is a boglum? Boglum? An autistic playing an acoustic. For a lack of a better term. Outstage telephase. The Declaration of Independence. Neophiles. Knock on glass. Murloc. Bacon aioli. Period eggs. Parmesan Romero. Criteria 2009. Reciprocate with unisex Komodo. Graver containing. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family's nose. So take a note out of my book. I've been bullied my entire life. Well, so Jimmy Carter passed away. He's a former president. He lived to be 100, man. That's wild. Someone opened up a bottle in his honor. called Wild Horse. It's a Merlot. Yeah, for a special needs chick, you're pretty cute. She's already got a boyfriend, so I'm not gonna try anything. But I'm like, dude, if I had a kid with that chick, the progression points would be out the roof. They'd be like, oh my god, you guys. The baby daddy has Asperger's and the baby mama has Down syndrome. So if you don't support their kid, you're a bigot. Okay, you're a woman. You know what you want. It's all about what you want. As long as you ain't a sick fuck, who gives a shit? Okay, you want a man who has a six-pack ass, but you yourself are fat as shit, and everyone wants to call you a hypocriting hoe bag. Well, that's their problem. That lady who can get all the dudes. And then when your looks fade and your dick stops working and your uterus stops producing period eggs and you start getting old, everything hurts. Unless you're married at that age, good luck trying to find someone. Most men don't lose the ability to get hard till they're like 55, 60 years old, where women can lose their ability to produce children and period eggs, for a lack of better term, like 35, 40, 50 plus. So even though women mature faster, they lose the ability to do their womanly duties a lot quicker than men do. And sometimes that's just mean and unfair. What's the word? Charismatically, there we go. Charismatically show off, like, it's just all about having a conversation, really. Fuck slavery to a T, man. I disagree with me on that, but I feel like blaming one person for a problem or problems we've always had is just, it's an scapegoat, is what it is. No, it's not. It's nothing like that. I didn't want to outstage people with my amazing voice, and it's not even about that, dude. When you're going to karaoke night at an awesome bar here in town, it's about having a beer and just having a good Friday night and singing songs. They get to see and go, oh, the dude we hate has like 100,000 plus subscribers. Amy Schumer, Criteria 2009. I wanted to get discovered via YouTube, and it's happening. You wait and see. You don't even know YouTube.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly.
All things have a purpose. The All Fathers ordained it so.
What? That's a unisex Komodo. Even though the website says it's for chicks, dudes could wear it too, to be honest. I see nothing wrong with that. So they're glorifying in the fact that trans people have more rights than they did. That's the way to look at it, And here's the thing of it, women. If you want men to reciprocate what you're laying down, you have to be more direct and simple with your communication. Right? You can pick your nose. You can pick your friends. But you can't pick your friend's nose. In the hopes that my uncle would actually come through for the family. But you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family's nose. I'm still kind of hungry, man, but I got that leftover pretzel pizza with the stuffed crust action. Man, I'm eating like a fucking bachelorette king tonight. Women are expected to give out sex, but as soon as they do, they get slut-shamed for it. Men are expected to get sex. If they aren't getting it, they are demasculated. And as soon as they do get it, they're praised for it.
Yeah, your man spread.
Okay, whoa, Jesus Christ.
Spread your length, or spread them. Close your.
brisket, honey barbecue sauce, bacon aioli sauce, and French fries with chopped cheddar and a side of Mountain Dew. Plus onions, Parmesan Romero. Would have made a humongous mess. So we're going to sacrifice cheese pool on the stuffed crust for eatability. And my eyes were bigger than my appetite, so if I don't finish it, I'll definitely finish it later. But cheers, hamburger stand. That was exquisite. And for that matter, I hope those two live a long life, you know. I don't want to think about it. Knock on glass to save their ass. I'm just saying, if I have the kind of money, I don't want to think about it. Knock on glass. But like when my dad dies, I want to bury him with his Mustang. I get done hearing about the Sharia law, Muslims, and the ISIS and Taliban conflict, and I'm like, fuck ISIS, fuck the Taliban, fuck communism. If she makes her hair issues public, you know, how would it feel if like the shoe was flipped? You know what I'm saying? Oh God, you know, I think Jehovah Witnesses are annoying myself, but you know what Hitler did to these fuckers was way too far. Hey, Cletus, watch this. Yeah, Earl, hold my beer. I want to do Evel Knievel jumps in my RC camper. Like, you want to argue that you want to ban menthol cigarettes just because they're bad for your health? That's a fucking oxymoron. And on top of that, the Declaration of Independence was drafted on hemp. The fact that the United States Constitution and the Declaration of Independence were drafted on hemp. The first United States flag was sewn out of a hemp sail from a colonial ship. George Washington, our first president, smoked pot for his toothaches and his erectile dysfunction. So the fact that cannabis is illegal is so goddamn unconstitutional, it makes my fucking stomach churn. So a circle of protection on our good, fine Mother Earth from ISIS and the Talibanese bullshit. Or at the very least, finishing the drink combo and fucking eating the sausage that's been stooping in it. Look at that. That is gnarly looking, dude. You see the squid chunks floating at the bottom. Before we drink that, we're going to let it stoop and get all funky in that glass. We got the Hers jalapeno poppers. Not gender-based, just the name of the company. I don't want to waste any of this gray we're containing. Like, whatever Outlaw's using to make it, keep doing it, dude. It pinches and dips just like real chewing tobacco. And that Nick safe is prestige. I would sacrifice everything I love and enjoy in life and enjoy in life to end sickos, dude, in all forms. Dude, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I hate pedophiles. I hate neophiles. I hate necrophiliacs. I hate bestiality. I hate incest, and I hate rape.
What's the BB in your pee-pee, fool?
Is your phone getting cute? Can that piece of junk not take a punch? Or has your device been compromised thanks to a tech-savvy troll? Maybe things got a bit dicey on your last bike ride. Or Siri just needed to be taught a little lesson in manners. Whatever boggish predicament you find yourself in, we are here to help. For over 25 years, Cooler's Casper Foam Repair has proudly served the city of Casper, offering quality services at a fair price.
Hey, once again, we're back in business.
Come visit us in downtown Casper today, conveniently located next to the CY Liquor Store. We look forward to our next business exchange.
What the hell are Cobraisms? If you want to become the next president and increase your chances, read a couple dictionaries. Okay? Get a plethora of words in your vocabulary that makes you sound a lot more educated than you really are. Topeka pearl. Girl ecologist. Intimidation crab.
Exorcist, the point.
Churn. Oh boil. Party music biz. Muslim church. Sensitive. Tranquery London dry gin. Salute.
And they're reading at a college level. Now, people with Asperger's tend to have a very high, sophisticated vocabulary at a very early age.
Ooh, that's gonna give me a spicy sun dick. The alcoholic beverage I'll be reviewing for YouTube is Apotheca dark red wine. Plus, I mean, Apotheca dark red wine. That's such a goth wine. Take a look at the word gynecologist. It's a female doctor, but the word guy is in it. That's some real sexist crap right there. Democrats and Republicans blame each other. And furthermore, why is a female doctor called a gynecologist? It's a doctor for females. It should be called a girl ecologist, if you ask me. Oh, I've seen that shooting that killed like 40 Muslims in that Muslim church, and it's disgusting. I thought it was united we stand, not united we're separated. Check this out, we got a honeydew bubble tea infused with tropical or Topeka pearls. Now, when I went to go order these Segways, I wanted the Michigan Cherry Fizz, but they were out, so they substituted it with the strawberry daiquiri flavor. Sitting here sipping on some Tranquery London dry gin mixed with some peaches and cream. Signature Select. But I messed up on it, so I had to redo it. Salute. Him using the latest Ghostbusters film as a positive example of rebooting a franchise is like using Chernobyl as a positive example of nuclear safety. The sexualization of society, honey, it's the sexualization of females. Females are overly sexualized in our society.
It helps trying to cure for ovarian cancer, and it also helps one of these lovely ladies become the next model in America, the next big model in America.
And I also learned growing up in life that all the chicks who rejected me growing up are going to end up in unhappy marriages anyways. 9 times out of 10, half the time anyways, so it don't matter. I can appreciate a nice healthy pair of kazangas. Say she might have a nice pair of kazangas, a nice pair of yabos, as Courtney would say, yes. Well, the thing of it is, they're shoved into the movies to empower women and to make them feel like, hey, we're being gender inclusive instead of gender seclusive kind of thing. All trust and believe. You don't even know. Women are just a lot more seclusive about it because women are told by our sexist society that if you're as perverted as the men, that's not very ladylike. Would you rather be in a sexless life for 3 to 4 years or be some poor schlup who's got his girlfriend pregnant on college prom night and they're not ready for the kid? Now they're stuck up in their ears with student debt loans. It's an all-natural cold-cut press soap infused with pheromones, which is designed to make a woman horny, and it gets your estrogen going like, oh, hey. And like, okay, you're a chick and some other chick wore the same prom dress to her college prom as your college prom. Quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of gender relations. But I took a fillet of smoked salmon and I de-thawed it completely to room temperature. Poked a bunch of holes in it with a fork. creamy jalapeno sauce, sour cream and guacamole in this. I'm making a prosciutto spicy Italian. Whatever you want to call it. I call it a sandwich. Let's not make it about culture. Corn and an ordeal, dark cherry Cavendish. An extra chicken fillets. Those fish fillets that I had. We got some of these tilapia fillets. I got these herring fillets. A lot of the ingredients were purchased either by me, my family, or my friends and fans. Samuel, thank you for your $2. Cobra, my buddy Bailey, really likes to eat intimidation crab by the handful. Is that okay? Can you give him some advice? This right here is sex in your mouth. Which brings me to my next point. You want to sit there and say cigarettes are bad for you, but I'm like, what isn't bad for you these days? Too much sunlight can give you cancer. Too much exercise can make you pull a muscle. Too many vegetables can cause you to OD on your nutrients.
Now, there have been numerous individual scientific studies that have been done that prove marijuana cures cancer. This has been one hell of an election so far, let me tell you. Fucking nail and teeth, man. $50 billion in the back of our country's pocket. The only reason Trump is against pot is because, one, Bernie Sanders supports it, and two, big oil and big pharma are greasing his pockets to keep it illegal. And they're like, you want beef? I'm like, no, man. And they're like, you want to buy some drugs? And I'm like, nah, man. Like, I'm autistic and straight. What the fuck is your problem? There are some goths who choose to be gay. That's their choice. There are some goths who are straight. It doesn't matter, you know, as long as they're of age. That's all that matters. Because I assure you that I would be more powerful than Dumbledore and Voldemort combined. Because I've seen my dad physically go on Reddit to try to defend me against these trolls, and I appreciate the incentive, but it just feels like a wasted effort sometimes. Ignore the trolls YouTube saying that KingCobraJFS is dead. That's a bunch of horse locks. Honestly, I rule right now, dude. Don't even acknowledge the fucking hater. Just block it. So vulgar. Goddamn horse locks, cheeky bastard, son of a bitch. The only reason I monitorize the comments on YouTube is because people are trying to spread my home address and where I work. And like, what the fuck, dude? Because even Marty Music Biz tried to stop the relationship from happening. And I thought he was on my fucking side. And then he starts trolling me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to him, dude? See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm fucking saying? Flip the shoe on the other foot. You'd be like... But not to push the sound of it, to kind of emphasize the point. Anyone else were to walk down the street buck-ass naked, they would be put on the offendery list. I tell you what, no respect. I'm so fucking ugly, I made the sex offendery list for touching myself. No, fuck the sex offendery list. I'm not the same person I was in my parents' basement, dude. I've matured into a young adult. You got your Baptist, your Catholic, your Methodist, your Lutheran, and then you got your Christian. And if you say anything against it, you're a bigot. You're some kind of phobe, and it's just like, I'm gonna hit this vape. You know, fuck Adolf Hitler. The human race is the superior human race. You know what I'm saying? The superior race is the human race. But if you date somebody who's also got the same problems you do, it can work out beautifully because you'll understand each other like a book. Or it can be a complete fucking disaster because you can't stand each other. And that's the catch-all 22.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm a little tensed about this issue. If that's the right word to use. In this plethora of vocabulary of Cobra with his fancy dictionary words.
Casper, Wyoming, where the Old West meets the Deep South. Around these parts, we don't care about your race, your creed, your origin, your gender, long as you ain't a sicko. Around these parts, we believe that children are more precious than rock and roll. Long live Aussie. Around these parts, we hack our own food and combo our own drink. Around these parts, we believe in a man's right to make it wet and juicy for the trolls. Around these parts, we're gonna keep on rocking, bud. Casper, Wyoming, come get you some.
So I don't know for sure how many more Cobraisms I can get out of these goddamn YouTube videos. And people want to say that this looks like trash, or this looks like greasy bachelor garbage, or boglum weirdness. You know what? I don't care. Valedictorian
Ballet.
Making a mediocrity of us all. Slow roasted chicken.
Subgenre. Gladly dressed.
Very slippery rabbit hole. Inclusivity. Now, when I was in first grade, I had a teacher who was not patient enough with me. Long story short, my reading struggled horribly. And when Harry Potter series came out, I would listen to it, I would read it, and it boosted my reading confidential. And by the time I was in like ninth or 10th grade, I was reading at a college level, and equally as retarded, if not more. I mean, George Bush Jr. literally looks like a valedictorian Harvard graduate compared to Trump. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, when the humans first came to this planet, it was on one giant continent. I mean, geologically speaking. Are you dumb? Love is full of hypocrisy, making a mediocrity of us all. In that context, it says love makes a fool out of us all. And nobody's born knowing how to be the perfect gentleman. No one's born good at dating.
And because the budget cuts, the students have less accommodations in school, lunch is crappy. Oh, you could blame Miss Thang over there with her boobs, because they just pretty much destroyed our world at school. Boobs do destroy lives. They're evil, but sexy and fun to play with. Well, I wouldn't know, I'm still a virgin. But, for example, did you know that auto insurance is higher for guys than it is for girls? Because the rule of thumb is, well, guys are just reckless drivers and girls aren't. What? Okay, come on, that's horseshit. I've known girls to get in wrecks. Let's see. Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan. Oh, they're women. They drive recklessly. Doesn't mean all women do. Okay, just like it doesn't mean all guys are reckless drivers. Okay, Americans preach freedom of rights, freedom of this, freedom of that, and then they turn on and discriminate against women and homosexuals.
Because letting people identify as trans led to a very, very slippery rabbit hole, because now you can identify as a goddamn cell phone emoji. You're going to identify as the poop emoji because you're a piece of shit human being. It's a very slippery rabbit hole. We have Caitlyn Jenner, who identifies now as a female. And and I'm all for supporting Caitlyn Jenner and trans rights. But that's a very slippery rabbit hole to being like, well, this person over here identifies as the poop emoji. So I will call them the rainbow community, because it's not just gays, there's also bisexuals, trans, non-binary, asexual, intersex, etc., etc. And they're constantly changing their acronym. They can't agree on what they want their acronym to be called. And yet it's supposed to be about acceptance and inclusivity. Ending the war in Ukraine would be more important than getting laid. Between the bullshit with Ukraine and Russia, and side note, Russia has a really pretty clock tower in Moscow, but that's not the point.
Also anyone else. think it's disrespectful to the troops how Cobs takes credit for taking down ISIS.
I did not discredit them, actually. It's no disrespect to our troops, man. Our troops kick ass. Okay? I'm not taking full credit for that shite.
Now, for example, let's say you're in high school and you're single. You know, that's typical, right? And you see a very cladly dressed girl your own age, just perfect, just bouncing in all the right places, and you're just like this, you know, you're a guy, you can't help but stare.
All my trolls are like, but Josh, you belong in a group home. And I'm like, aw. Well, I can't build my groupie home until I win the lottery.
And 9 times out of 10, it's the parents who create the kids, you know. That 1% chance of the kids actually are born like that, you know, and the sheer ignorance of it all. They didn't even know what I had. They just assumed it was all mental retardation, which it isn't. So if you have Asperger's, it's not a death sentence. It's not, you know, your life pretty much sucks from here on in, or it can be difficult. But the best thing you can do is learn how to treat it, find ways to self-medicate, I guess.
Red wine, red wine. Because this is about the only thing that's vegan that I consume is beer. At the age of 5. But I did want to sample the labors of my fruit, if you know what I'm saying, you two. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, Eminem overcame diversity in a black-dominated kind of thing, you know. And you may not be the biggest fan of Eminem, but I like his music.
Emos are like a subculture of goth, just more colorful, more emotional, more annoying, I guess. Where is it? Emo evolved from punk in the early 80s, but whatever. Almost everything from both is a subgenres have changed over the years. Some of the key bands in this era are Pandora's Lost, Theater of Tragedy, Stella, and Lacuna Coil.
Yeah, you know, I love this apartment. It's home. It's my little hole in the ground, you know.
You know, some parents are like that. They just, you know, well, my kid's in Ballarat, you know, some dads, you know, I know how it goes, right?
You know, I've grown up and matured a bit, but my trolls apparently just don't get it. They're stupid. My trolls are fucking retarded. Valedictorian of special ed, these assholes. Red wine, red wine. That's a real demon. And not one you want to fuck with. You know, the same demon that allegedly inspired the movie The Exorcist. Zuzu.
So, there are two kinds of autism. There's high functioning and low functioning. Those are the people who are, you know, schizophrenic, extremely schizophrenic, you know, personality disorder, really. And high functioning people like me, or high functioning, tend to be on the more talkative side.
That Baja Blast definitely has like a Baja Blast-esque taste. Yes. It's Beethoven's my favorite classic composer. Bach Tower Carillon Concert, Beethoven, Für Elise. There we go. And Für Elise is like my favorite Beethoven song. Moonlight Sonata is just beautiful in its own right.
I bullied someone too. I was bullied in school, so I've been on both sides of the highway, I guess. You see me smoking? This is my first smoking video. These are Blender's Gold, handmade from Honduras. I got my Walgreens for $3 and some cents. These are excellent cigars. Oh my god. We have the potential to save our economy and prevent school shootouts, but we only make things worse by keeping marijuana illegal and banning flavored cigarettes. The problem is a lot of people get fed up with marijuana, so they try something a little stronger and more illegal, like crystal meth or crack.
Like beans, nacho fries, seasoned beef, slow roasted the slow roasted chicken that they have.
And painting the barrel was going to take a lot longer than painting the stock. So that's why I did that first. So that's thinking smart, not harder. Think smart, not harder, YouTube. Think more smart, not harder.
Okay, I figured out how to wait. I have a solution to fix the gas crisis. Gas is flicking expensive. Oh my god. My solution would be, okay, think about this. They've literally found a way to have cars run on water and ethanol. Surely they can figure out a way to fix the gas crisis. My theory on this really is to take the oil they have and try to clone it, make copies of it, so they can make abundant loads of oil, and that way the supply goes up and the demand goes down because people can actually afford it. I have several active, like there have been members of my family who served for my country, for our country, the good old US of A. And my buddy Walt's a Vietnam veteran. You know that? My buddy Walt, you know, Angie's husband, contracted Agent Orange. He was a sniper for the military, man. Walt cannot wear tactical soap because of his Agent Orange he contracted in Vietnam as a Marine sniper. You know, I find life extremely grand because of its irony. I don't know. Because quite honestly, there's nothing wrong with a woman who has a little bit of curve to her, right? Nothing wrong at all. So whether they bitch about being a size 8, you know, be grateful, because there's someone who want to be a size 86, you know. You know, if a guy sees a goat and gets a boner, does that mean it's porn? No, it means he's a sick bastard. Or you see a cladly dressed girl, you know, a girl hanging out and all that, dressed just like a hooker, if you will, or a stripper walking down the street and you get a boner. Does that make it porn? No, it means it goes just like a skank. Okay, that's kind of weird, but no, I mean, it's me that eats it up like dogs in a feeding hole. 2 slow roasted chicken. Sick and tired of everything I do on YouTube being called a saga. It's just my fucking life, dude. It's not some fucking stupid soap opera for your sick entertainment. Like, fuck off, dude.
Remember, Wendy, we make our hamburgers hot and juicy, and we'll always make them hot and juicy.
Years ago, my dad started a hamburger chain and named it after me. I love that about Dad. Today, we're introducing our hottest and juiciest hamburgers ever, and I'm naming them after him. Dave's Hot and Juicy, with our thickest, hottest, juiciest beef ever. New premium toppings and a warm butter toasted bun. It would have made Dad more than proud. It would have made him hungry.
The hot dog I made last night, there's going to be no review video of it because I forgot to record it the first time, and the second time I mispronounced Sargento's cheese company name. I called it Serenghetto, so I was like, no, we're not going to post this.
I'll reiterate for you. Fletchman's vodka.
Tobaccophobia. Doritos disease. Valentine's Day. So squizzle. Taster of it. Damn, Billy Eilish. The outtake of the universe. Beans of black nature. Serenghetto. Food, or excuse me, YouTube posting thingy. For those of you who are new to the Cobraverse Cobra experience, I'll reiterate for you. So this had a little bit of everything minus the fish, which should be in the dairy actually. So yeah, so this pretty much the
fish goes in protein. It's meat.
Chris, do you have to correct me every fucking video I make?
Why the fuck would you think that fish is a dairy product? Does it come out of a cow?
It contains protein like milk. Milk's a dairy product. I'm like, if you're gonna drive by in your pickup truck and shout "fuck you" out the window and keep driving, you're real ballsy, dude, because you know you can't legally hit me because I'm autistic, so...
My friend and her daughter confiscated a small bottle of Fletchman's vodka from one of their friends.
But what if Barack Obama wasn't president? What if John McCain was president? You ever ponder the outtake of the universe? Like, what if the shit didn't happen differently, you know? Yeah, entire thing of cocktail shrimp. Look at all that shrimp. It's been thawed to perfection. Because I don't give a shit how much the ingredients cost.
It's the principle of the matter. You're putting caviar on something, you know. It makes you feel fancy, you know, to a point. I mean, if you go to New York and shit, $10 a pack. I mean, it's just hurting their economy. Smokers are going online to buy them. We're going to Indian reservations. It's like, well, we don't want kids exposed to secondhand smoke, so they banned everyone indoors. It's perfectly legit. But you moved it outside. Now kids who walk the squat to be exposed to it.
That's not how bad. You can definitely taste the Everclear, but I didn't pour too much in there. That's just the right amount. It's enough to give you a taster of it, but not like, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And like, realistically, the government cannot control your thoughts yet. But loose lips sink ships. And she tried to persuade me with her hips and her loose lip. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's metaphors.
Oh, yeah, Richie Ralt has some nice looking hair, I will say that. But the reason why his is a lot thicker is because he doesn't smoke.
You add some cheese. We got some Serengeti pepper jack habanero cheese. Right now, I'm about to make a prosciutto sandwich that I'd like to call Sleeping with the Fishes. And it's not an insult towards certain cultures. And like, I love Italian culture. I'm not here to disrespect anyone. I got a triple pack right here of Italian dry salami, peppered salami, and calabrese salami.
I'm tired of fucking marijuana being illegal. I'm tired of fucking our veterans being thrown in prison because they can't smoke pot for their PTSD. I'm tired of fucking sex offenders and rapists getting less prison time for a fucking plan that cures cancer. Why is it that whenever a woman's career fails, she automatically turns to porn to save it? That's kind of a negative stereotype. So I'm being persecuted for having a big dick. I'm being held to double standards because I have a big dick. So squizzle for the evening. You know, if the government didn't care so much, I bet we'd be a lot happier. So, if I was president, here's what I'd do. I'd drop the ban on tobacco so we could help save our economy, legalize marijuana, save our economy, and legalize gay marriage. Because homophobia, weedophobia, and tobaccophobia, yeah, tobaccophobia, I just made that up, is stupid. A lot of guys have this perception that the clitoris is on the inside of the vagina, and it's not. It's on the outside. Okay, that little bean-shaped thing is the clitoris.
Just because your dick doesn't work doesn't mean the fun's gonna stop. That's all I'm saying. The Devil's Pink Salmon Burger. What's on it? We got pink salmon. We got our beef. We got our bacon. All right, let's get some cheese going. Some nice sharp cheddar, sharp like the Devil's Triton. Drive her wild, like when Gomez Adams hears Morticia speak French and he just goes nuts over it. That's the feeling you get when you get tactical soap. That's the feeling you give women when you wear it.
Once you get rid of those bastards, once you get rid of them, once you kill off ISIS and all that, what you can then do is share the oil with everybody on the planet instead of fighting over it. And then after that, you can legalize pot worldwide, and that just solves everything. How goes the dry spell, good sir? It's still drier than the Sierra Desert.
The nachos I just got done making are stoner bachelorette, bachelor college food type nachos.
Oh, okay. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't have a girlfriend. Haha! You suck. Stop it. So who's your girlfriend? I'm not telling. Is it Barbie? Fuck you! How'd you know? I guessed. Then she broke up with me. She broke up with you? Yeah. For who? Kent. Stupid gay bastard ass northern.
It's like if you're cisgendered, they can call you a sissy. That's a derogatory term for cisgendered folks. If I was trans or gay phobic, I wouldn't support Elton John, I wouldn't support Blair White, and I wouldn't be friends with Sasha, So it's like, yeah, check your gay privilege. Not everyone who's fucking straight or cisgendered is automatically labeled transphobic or gayphobic. It's like, can you give us a chance to think for ourselves instead of shoving it down our fucking throats?
I'm not perfect, I realize this. And there's a lot of people who are really insecure with themselves, and they see someone who's not afraid to shine their true colors, you know, or color, I should say, because I'm black. I'm not saying I'm like African American, I'm just saying I'm, you know. And, I'm not a particularly huge fan of Valentine's Day. I hate it. So Valentine's Day is coming up. Also got a, box of chocolates from my grandmother for Valentine's Day.
And unfortunately, when you date someone, you uninitially inherit their emotional baggage. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you see chicks who are into the same shit you're into, you get a plethora of women who are into the same shit. That's how you legit play it. So we're just hanging out, letting bygones be bygones. I gotta wash my hands before picking up that camera, because I tell you what, my hands are covered in that Doritos disease, but that's alright, cuz. The big cheese at Crunch Wrap, everything on it, beef with onions, beans of black nature.
He probably sure you're swagger, you're like the Iron Chief of pounding vag.
Cheddar cheese, all kinds of goodies. So this is a family-sized proportion of garlic mashed taters.
Most people find death scary and misunderstood and evil, but they also look for a positive way to look at death, you know?
That just shows you my trolls are fucking obsessed, man. I don't gotta harass chicks that my trolls like to get inside their fucking penile, tiny brain heads. I'm already there.
Maybe there's a slip of the tongue, it happens.
No, ain't that a bitch? We could cheat too. Boom. If you like the videos, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, subscribe, check out the awesomeness.
Pets have boglum fates, boglum brain, boglum heart. Sheets are filled with boglum farts.
Pizza with extra cheese, extra bacon, onions, jalapenos, and anchovies. Yes. You heard that right, folks. Extra cheese, extra bacon, anchovies, jalapenos, onions. I'm not